afternoon. I thought it was about time that I recorded a little message and part of my new book so that you can try before you buy. My name is John Hemming Clark, and I'm the author of In You Go, a year or two in the life of a Scout leader, that came out a couple of years ago and has just been updated. 1,000 fantastic Scout games, and published beginning of July. This one, Sleeping Bags and Tortures, the private diaries of an adventurous Scout and his Scout leader. This is a diary of a Scout and a Scout leader. It's two diaries in one book, one situation told through two eyes. And it seems to be doing quite well. If you go on Amazon, you can read some of the reviews from people who have read it already. I thought I'd just read an extract from you, which isn't so much a diary entry as the first entry in the form of a letter, which explains itself as we go along. This is from Wednesday the 31st of December. In that rather quiet time between Christmas and the New Year, I have not been idle. Every year I write a New Year letter to parents in order to clarify matters that have arisen during the past year, to make sure certain things don't happen again, and to encourage them to think as a team. However, it seems hints really don't seem to work. So for this coming year, I've had to spell things out a little bit more explicitly. Dear parents, thank you for all your support during this year just past. It has been an exciting time in 3rd Chislehurst. Living on the edge should be a Scout motto. One of my favourite examples of this is at our weekly troop meetings. I understand that you may have to wait until I contact you all to say, Friday's meeting will have to be cancelled unless at least one of you says that you can help, before you realise you're free. But I do know, of course, that someone will be available, despite the fact that I asked for help before the term started, not halfway through. Where it becomes really edgy is when you're down to help and then contact me the night before to say, sorry, I can't help tomorrow. Have you got someone else to help? The answer normally is that there are several parents just waiting to rush down to the Scout hut. But I'd rather not tell you or them that. Let's wait until about an hour before the meeting is due to start, so that they're all on tenterhooks, wondering if they're going to be picked that week. Bit like being on call. But you're not a doctor. 2 hours in the pub with mates, a fantastic meal at the new restaurant in the high street, next week's shopping perhaps. They can all be put on hold so that you can run down to the Scout hut and say, here I am. You didn't think I'd let you down, did you? Troop meetings. At the end of troop meetings, I would be grateful if you would 1. Pick up your young people, or 2. Arrange for someone else to pick up your young people, or 3. Let me know that they are permitted to go home by themselves. The troop meeting times are 7 to 9 p.m. on a Friday. If you drop your young people off at 7:45 p.m, it doesn't mean that you can pick them up at 9:45 p.m. It will also mean that we are most probably out in the field, out in the woods, 1 of 3, out on the common. No, I won't be leaving a note on the door. If you are unable or willing to pick up your young people at 9 p.m, they will in future be sent to a particular child's hotel in South London, where they will be looked after extremely well until you are ready to pick them up. No, I won't be paying the bill, even if it is loads more than a babysitter. Contact numbers. Please ensure that the contact details that I have for you are up to date. When I ask for a telephone number, please don't give your young people's, as I don't want to contact them in an emergency. They probably are the emergency. Please write the number in such a way as I can read it. Please make sure that it is complete. When the form asks for a second contact number, please don't just repeat the first one. Mobile phones. When I ask that your young people don't bring their phones to troop meetings, it doesn't mean let them bring them and keep it in their pockets. When I confiscate it because it's appeared out of their pocket during flag break, i.e. the first 5 minutes of the meeting, and they've forgotten to ask for it back at the end of the meeting, so I've taken it home, no, I won't be driving round to your house that night to return it, or tomorrow night, or any night, or day. If you come round to my house, you can have it back if I'm in. Otherwise, wait until the following Friday. If the summer holidays have just started, forget about it. Give them a frisbee or a ball or a compass, maybe all three. No, they won't die. They'll be fitter and happier. Activities. Activities require you to sign an activity information form. Where it says, please return this form to John by the 26th of January, I don't expect to have to add the year. The return by date is a final date, not a negotiable one. Please do not send your young people to the Scout Hut on the day of the activity and tell me either that you have filled the form in and given it to me already and I've lost it, I've lost it, especially before I've even said anything about not having the form, or that you have filled the form in but it's at home somewhere, or that you filled the form in and here it is. Payment. If any payment is required, I will not book your young person in until it is received. If you have cash flow issues, tell me. I won't tell anyone. I promise. I'm not allowed to. I will come to a mutually acceptable arrangement so that your young person can take part in the activity. No, I don't know that you are always going to pay. If you book and don't pay, then Third Chislehurst loses the money, no one else. Finally, camp. If your young people are ill, please don't send them to camp. The fresh air won't do them good because they will be in a tent with 1, 3 or 7 other young people who will catch what they have. Similarly, if we ring you to ask you to come and collect your young people because they are ill, we don't mean at the end of camp, we mean now. If you have snatched a weekend in Paris and are halfway up the Eiffel Tower and you haven't given us an emergency contact locally, no, we are not going to hold on to them. We're going to take them to hospital or we're going to phone social services. If you reckon that you really must send your ill young people to camp because you have booked a romantic weekend with your spouse in a really expensive hotel and it'll be a complete waste of money if we have to cancel, then take them with you. With best wishes for a Happy New Year, John. So that's the first entry of this book, Sleeping Bags and Tortures. It can be bought from my website, which will pop up now, or download or from Amazon. Okay, that's great. Speak to you soon. Bye.